Right now, the day's biggest news stories from a Vegas perspective. This is the Vegas Take with Sharp and Shapiro.
Good morning, Las Vegas. What's going on? Welcome. It is the Vegas Take, Sharp and Shapiro. Welcome to the Twilight Zone, ladies and gentlemen. We are live today. If you've been listening to the Vegas Take Monday, Tuesday, we were not live. We played pre-recorded shows. Beasley finally kicked us out of the studios. No, in all seriousness, the reason why we weren't able to be live is because we didn't have the proper equipment to be able to broadcast live outside the studio. Just like Beasley Broadcasting, just like many of the other businesses in Las Vegas, everybody is in quarantine for the most part, and our building was in lockdown. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you go on our YouTube page right now, the Vegas Take page, you will see that we are not broadcasting from our studio at Beasley Broadcasting. We are broadcasting from Brian Shapiro's apartment. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's where I'm telling you, we're in the Twilight Zone right now. It's unbelievable, but we're very happy that we are live. We are bringing you a live radio show today with everything that's going on in the world, with everything that's going on here in Nevada, here in Las Vegas. We want this to be about you more than it is about us. This is a show for you, and certainly we're going to take plenty of phone calls today, but this is just a wild and crazy situation. We were just joking with my producer here. We've both been in radio combined total of almost 40 years. This is the wildest and crazy situation we've ever been in before. We're broadcasting live on a great station like KDWN from my kitchen. That's basically what we're doing right now. It's insane. And when you look at the businesses, when you look at everything that's taken place in the last 24 hours, in the last 3 or 4 days, it just, in a way, it doesn't make sense. It's crazy. And, where do we start? Obviously, this whole thing last week that took place was beyond anybody's control. Rudy Gobert, really started with him, the Utah Jazz. And then all of a sudden we find out his teammate has the coronavirus, and then Tom Hanks and his wife have it. And then every day it seems like more and more people are contracting the virus. And it just becomes a national epidemic. It's absolutely wild. It's absolutely crazy. And it kind of goes into a tailspin from there. And now when Governor Sisolak, we're learning from Governor Sisolak yesterday, and I got goosebumps. I couldn't believe it. When we saw the press conference yesterday with Governor Steve Sisolak, and he said that all casinos had to close yesterday by midnight, I never thought we would see this, certainly not in my lifetime here in Las Vegas. I've been here 20 years. Not only all casinos have to close, but all non-essential businesses. It's unbelievable. It doesn't make any sense. It's crazy. And my understanding is by noon today, all these non-essential businesses need to close down. That still means that in some places you'll be able to order food to go, but a lot of these restaurants are just going to close shop, and the reason why is because many of these businesses and restaurants, they're going to be losing money if they're closed to customers and only open for to-go orders. A lot of these places aren't going to be open, but my question is, what if some of these places are still open? Are they going to get arrested? Are they going to be cited? The governor really didn't talk about that yesterday, so coming up in hour number 3, we're going to be speaking with Dina Titus, Congresswoman here in Nevada. She's going to answer some of those questions for us. A lot to get to with Dina Titus. Also, what does this mean from a gambling perspective? What does this mean from a sportsbook perspective? Well, Nick Bogdanovich is from William Hill. He's going to be joining us in hour number 2. I can't even imagine the money that they're losing. I mean, all these businesses are losing money, but more important than the big businesses, my concern are with a lot of these locals, the dealers, the waiters, the waitresses. These people who work in these local businesses that rely on tips, that rely on these paychecks. Those types of businesses where they're not going to be getting paychecks. They're not going to be getting paid today or over the next 30 days. Those are the people that I have a tremendous amount of concern for, and we all should, really. We all should. So, as I mentioned, Governor Steve Sisolak spoke last night, and then he took some questions from the media. Obviously, the governor is extremely frustrated. Obviously, the governor has been through a lot of stress himself, and this is not something that he wanted to do. He didn't want to close all businesses. You think these politicians want to do this? Do you think these politicians want to see the economy collapse? Of course not. But this was Governor Steve Sisolak last night, and I want to play you a clip from the governor speaking last night, as you could hear the frustration in his voice with reporters. Have a listen to this cut.
I don't know if I can make this any clearer, that people are looking for a loophole here. This is affecting the lives of our citizens. People are dying. You know, every day that is delayed here, I'm losing a dozen people on the back end are going to die as a result of this. Kevin Durant, one of the most fit people in the world, tested positive today. It's incumbent upon the citizens of this state to take this seriously.
He's right. He's absolutely right.
Yeah, I could hear that.
Absolutely right. There's no question. And to me, it's one of those situations where, you know, we have to listen to the governor. We have to listen to the president. We have to listen to our politicians. We have to listen to those that lead us. I understand why the governor had to do this. He's showing leadership, and this is something that the governor had to do. He was forced to do it, I believe, and I believe many other governors throughout this country are going to follow his lead. I think he showed a tremendous amount of leadership yesterday. It's a situation, especially with all the casinos in this town. We've talked about the casino chips and the germs that can be spread. You want to talk about one of the easiest places to get sick, to contract a virus? It's a casino.
Well, I think it's a casino.
I can't hear you, JD.
You can't hear me?
No, I can't hear you through your microphone. I don't know if it's going out over the air, but I can't hear you. But anyway, we'll get that taken care of. We'll get that fixed. But listen, the bottom line is that the casinos, like I said, are some of the easiest places to get the virus, right? Yeah, I can't. Your mic's not working, JD. But listen, one of the easiest places to get sick, obviously, you go to a hospital, you go to your doctor's office, you're touching things. You go to an arcade. You know, those are the types of things that you need to be concerned about the most. And as I said, when you go to a casino, going to a poker room, playing at the tables, blackjack, those types of things. Those are some of the easiest places where you can contract a virus. So listen, Governor Sisolak did the right thing. Stop it with people that are questioning him. Stop it with people. Listen, if the president said today, throughout the country, we're doing what Sisolak did, I wouldn't have a problem with it. This is something that needs to be done. This is a very serious situation. Now, I think there's both sides of the spectrum here, right? There's both sides. But I guess my question is, what if some of these businesses remain open? What if they defy what the governor said yesterday? What if that happens? What if that happens? That's my big question. What if a restaurant is supposed to close and they don't? What if a small business that is a non-essential business is supposed to close, but they don't? That would be my question to the governor. As I mentioned, we're going to be speaking with Dina Titus in hour number 3, Congresswoman for Nevada. We'll ask her those questions because I would imagine that there are some places that are going to be told that they have to close, and maybe some of those businesses will remain open longer than they should. I suspect that might happen, so that's going to be interesting. I did put up some odds up here because, you know, while this is
all right, I'm back, Brad.
while this is a serious situation, I did put a poll up on Twitter. And this poll this is what I said. I said, well, this is a very serious and dangerous situation for many in the state of Nevada. Who do you think this 30-day shutout benefits from this? I gave 4 choices up there. We got a bunch of votes already. Choice number 1 was degenerate gamblers. Choice number 2 was alcoholics. Choice number 3, government workers. And choice number 4, students. Obviously, students are not going to school. Government workers, a lot of them are getting taken care of. Obviously, for alcoholics, you could probably still find a way to buy alcohol, but it's going to be a lot more difficult for you as all bars are going to be closed. And obviously, degenerate gamblers, because there's no way to gamble legally. Now, you can go online, probably,
well,
but
all bars are closed, but all grocery stores
those slot machines are closed.
Are open.
But you can't gamble there.
And you can but I'm saying for alcoholics, and you can purchase all the liquor that you want. And I would actually argue that it's probably the place where the virus has been, you know, communicably transmitted would be places like Costco and places like Smith's. Yeah. And you see these 500-person lines and these stores that are at capacity. They're not just 6 feet away from each other. You've got this airborne virus that can live in the air for 3 hours. My question is why and at what point, if we're gonna go all out, let's go all out. And let's make it so that, you know, if you go to Smith's, you have to sign up online, and you're one of 50 people who can shop there over the course of that hour. Something along those lines to me makes sense. Otherwise, are we really doing – I mean, people are raiding these grocery stores every single morning, and they're coming in by the hundreds, and they're touching everything. How is, especially when this virus can also live on surfaces for anywhere from 2 hours to 9 days if it's metal? How is that helping prevent the virus? And that's why I don't understand why. I obviously we need our groceries. But if we're really going to stop this thing, and Steve Sisolak mentioned how there's 12 deaths on the back end. So far, there's been one death in Nevada. There's a 60-year-old man with underlying health conditions. There's been about 45 cases. I think 7 more cases came yesterday. Obviously, the cases are spiking all over the United States. You've got, I think, 7,500 cases all over the United States and 116 deaths. That's 1.6% of people who are symptomatic enough to be seen in the ER because their symptoms are severe enough are actually dying of this virus. To me, honestly, Brian, this is an overreaction, and it is unwarranted.
Well, we're going to find out if it's an overreaction. It might not be an overreaction. Time will tell. But what I will tell you is that the president right now is speaking with the vice president. That would be Jerk Circle Pence. He's speaking right now. And they're talking about coronavirus testing and the capacity being expanded, which is a good thing, which should have been done months ago, by the way. But as I mentioned to start this show, we are broadcasting live from my kitchen, basically. We're not in the Beasley studios for good reason, obviously. But this show is about you. This isn't about us. This is about you. I want it to be about you, and I want the phone lines to be open throughout the show. So the number to call if you want to be a part of this conversation, your thoughts on Governor Sisolak's speech last night, your thoughts on where we're at today. All non-essential businesses are closed by noon today. It's incredible. I was talking to some people here, friends of the show, saying, hey, we can't go across the street to that famous pizza restaurant we go to all the time. We can only get food to go and eat in our homes. I mean, these are unprecedented times that we are living in, and this is going to be remembered in history. This is wild. This is crazy. It does remind me a little bit of 9/11. Opening up the phone lines right now. The number to call. We want to hear from you. This show is about you today. 702-257-5396. Again, if you want to be a part of the program, please give us a call. Questions, comments. We want to hear from you, those in the community that are suffering through this. Whether you own a small business, your kids aren't going to school, whatever the case may be. I don't know. Maybe you're a professional sports gambler and this is affecting you. This affects everybody in one way or another. Again, that number to call, 702-257-5396. That number, 257-5396. By the way, speaking of radio, there are some sports stations out there that did 3 hours yesterday on Tom Brady. And yes, we'll do a few minutes on Tom Brady. Yes, he got traded. We'll talk about that later in the show. But I think you are doing a huge disservice to the community. You are doing a huge disservice to whatever listeners you have. When you decide to talk about Tom Brady for hours, you talk about the trade of Tom Brady, and you're not talking about these unprecedented times that we're living in. You know what I compare it to? Talk about a big trade in the NFL on 9/11. Did you do that?
Well, they do it, Brian, because that's their bread and butter. That's what their sponsors pay for. They're playing to their strengths. I can't really fault them for doing that because at least they have some content. Because right now, if you're a sports show, you're really kind of gridlocked in what you can talk about, and not a lot.
I disagree.
And not a lot of sports shows have a lot of experience, except maybe Ken Thompson, who does the show after us
I disagree.
Tonight. But not a lot of sports shows have a lot of experience talking about politics and news, and in some cases, like with ESPN Radio, they aren't even allowed to. Look what happened with Dan Le Batard.
Well, I disagree with you in this sense. On 9/11, there were a lot of professional broadcasters out there that talked about what was going on. And I think it is your responsibility when you have an emergency like this, when you have things like this that are going on. And this is, to me, this is like 9/11, only some people say it could be worse. In this aspect, we don't have a lot of answers. We didn't have a lot of answers on 9/11 either. You didn't know what was going to happen. Were there going to be explosions and more terrorist attacks? A lot of people were scared. Very similar. A lot of people are scared today. We don't have a lot of answers. We don't know what tomorrow is going to hold for us. What we do know is that all these businesses, all these casinos, the Strip is a ghost town. Las Vegas is a ghost town. The state of Nevada is a ghost town for the next 30 days. That's at minimum, by the way. The governor yesterday didn't say it was going to be 30 days and then everything back to normal. Keep that in mind. That's very important. This is a minimum of 30 days. There is a chance that we could be sitting here a month from now, and the governor might expand this for another month. We don't know. This is going to get worse before it gets better. All the experts have said that. It is going to get worse before it gets better. There's no question about that. Let's take some phone calls. 702-257-5396. Again, the number to call, 257-5396. Let's go to Mike. Mike, you're first up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Mike?
Hey, what's going on, man? First of all, comparing this to 9/11, man, that disrespects the people that died. to disrespect people like my cousin who died in Afghanistan. I mean, this is just in the military. So, I mean,
Mike, the last thing I want to do is disrespect anybody that died on 9/11. Here's why I say this is like 9/11, maybe worse, from a perspective of why people are scared. And by the way, they are saying that somewhere between some people are saying between 40 and 70% of people in this country at one point or another could contract the virus. Now, I understand that over 3,000 people died on 9/11. It's horrible. But we're looking at a lot more people that can lose their lives, sadly, than 3,000 people if what some of these people are saying are true, Mike. I mean, no disrespect for you and your family and anyone you know that lost your life on 9/11. I was 2 hours away from where those buildings went into those towers, so I'm with you. That's not what I mean, Mike. I mean no disrespect, and I appreciate your service, anyone in your family that served this country. That's not why I say that, Mike. I'm saying that and making comparisons to why people are scared. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but let me tell you this. I'm 40. I'm be 46 coming up here. I was born and raised in Las Vegas, and to me, this is unprecedented. But also, I don't feel that the casinos and the gambling industry, I feel, has totally been destroyed now. I don't think even when you get this up, Las Vegas will never be the same. I mean, you cannot do what
agree.
This guy, to me, it was a tremendous overreaction, man. Listen, when you have the light, this is like going to Detroit and saying we're going to stop all automobile production for the next 2 months.
Exactly.
You cannot do this in Las Vegas.
And not only that, Mike, but you've got 2.5 million people here in the metropolitan area who live in Las Vegas. A lot of us live here because it is the entertainment capital of the world. And you have basically removed all forms of entertainment from the entertainment capital of the world. And the casino's shutting down. The reason I don't think they're going to go away is because they're going to get bailed out by the government. They requested a bailout. Donald Trump is close with all the guys who own the casinos, the Sheldon Adelsons, the Phil Ruffins. They're going to get money from the government. I'm not worried about that. But what I'm more worried about is the people of Las Vegas who have had everything, who moved here because they don't really have limitations. Now they are totally limited. And I think that's going to be very, very difficult for a lot of people to deal with.
Mike, I appreciate the phone call. Thank you for your service to this country. In no way, shape, or form am I disrespecting those who lost lives on 9/11, but there are some comparisons I believe you can make. 257-5396. Let's go to Ed. Ed, you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Ed?
It's like JD says, say if someone wants a six-pack of beer, a bag of chips, some bean dip, a bottle of tequila, and a couple little cupcakes or something, you can pop into a liquor store, which is supposedly non-essential, get that in 5 minutes, and get out. There's probably not even a neighborhood liquor store. There might be one or two other people in the store, if even that, unless it's Friday or Saturday. But then it's okay to go to the grocery store or Costco or Trader Joe's where people are lined up, back to back. And then also these hair people and nail people, give them a few weeks when they don't have any money coming in. They'll be cutting hair and doing nails at their house and that sort of thing. So I don't think it was figured out that well. Why is a liquor store closed?
So what do you think the governor made Ed, where do you think the governor made a mistake last night then? Because it sounds to me like you don't agree with what he did last night.
I think he didn't think it out carefully for the minor details. I mean,
I agree.
In terms of what businesses and that sort of thing. And what if someone's going place to place doing home health care or appliance repair, air conditioning repair, plumber, electrician? They could be a vector too. So,
well, I don't think that independent contractors like that who are mobile necessarily it'll be very hard to stop them from doing their jobs. But I think it was just more of a brick and mortar statement by the government.
Ed, we appreciate the phone call.
One final thing. In the future, maybe the sports books should be like the Caribbean and British books and take bets on politics and entertainment.
Well, that's a valid point, and actually we're going to be talking a little bit more about that gambling aspect with Nick Bogdanovich from William Hill coming up in hour number 2. Let me put it to you this way, though, Ed, and I think this is where we might disagree. The last thing that should be on our mind right now is gambling. The last thing that we should be on our mind is, oh, man, I can't go in and place a sports bet. People are dying. Right now, the number one priority should be taking care of ourselves, taking care of our families, taking care of ourselves. It shouldn't be about gambling, and it shouldn't be about cutting our hair. It shouldn't be about that either. So here's what we're going to do. As I mentioned, this show is about you. It's why we're broadcasting live from my kitchen. Literally, if you don't believe me, I know JD's laughing. It is kind of funny. If you don't believe me, you can go on our YouTube page right now, which is The Vegas Take. We are broadcasting live literally right next to my Ocasio-Cortez cardboard cutout.
I'm right in front of a Christian Okoye, Orleans. I believe it's a signed Orleans picture.
If anybody knows who that is. Yes, the Nigerian Nightmare. But we're taking your phone calls, and here's what I want to do. Coming up next, it's going to be all about you. We want to hear from you, the locals here in Las Vegas. What do you think about Governor Steve Sisolak's statement yesterday? What do you think about the fact that all these businesses are now going to be shut down? 702-257-5396. Again, that number to call if you want to be a part of the program, 702-257-5396. We will get to all your calls when we come back. I know we have a lot of people on hold, so we will do that when we come back. 702-257-5396. Your calls on the other side. You're listening to the Vegas Take right here on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDAWN. All right, welcome back. It is the Vegas Take, broadcasting live from Brian Shapiro's kitchen. That's right. Beasley finally kicked us out. Anyway, welcome back to the show. We are happy to be broadcasting live for you. And this is about you more than it's about us, folks. It's your chance to vent. It's your chance to share your opinions. We are in the twilight zone right now. If you had told me a week ago, not only would all sports be canceled, but we would be all basically be quarantined, for lack of a better term. All businesses that are not essential, according to our governor, have to be closed today by noon. I'm not making this stuff up. Right now, the Strip is a ghost town. All these casinos are closed. This is unprecedented times. On 9/11, they didn't close down the casinos. I mean, this is incredible, and it's sad because a lot of people are hurting now. There's a lot of people that aren't getting paid. There's a lot of people that are not going to be able to pay their bills. And we're going to go to the kind of like the national response to this. Trump and all these other politicians, how are they responding to this? I'm going to criticize both sides of the aisle, folks, because there's plenty there to talk about. But we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you locals. This is about you. The number to call, 702-257-5396. And again, if you want to be a part of the program, give us a call, 257-5396. Let's go to Darren. Darren, you are first up this segment on the Vegas Take. Thanks for your patience. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, Darren?
Steve Sisolak's new nickname is Kim Jong-Siso. Bleep and laugh.
All right, thanks for the call, Darren.
Yeah, really,
thanks for the call, Darren.
Really great call, Darren.
Appreciate the call. First of all, let me be very clear on this. On a day like today, where a lot of people are hurting, some people are dying, we're in unprecedented times.
One person has died in Nevada.
Yeah, but I'm talking
Vegas.
nationally.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking just Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm talking nationally. This is a very serious time that we are living in. And for anybody that wants to call in and joke around about this and thinks it's funny, you have serious psychological problems. You should be. Let me be very clear on this. For that last guy, Darren, who just called in. Many of us are being quarantined, but when this disease, when this virus is done, I hope that man is quarantined for the rest of his life inside his apartment because he is a moron.
That is a ridiculous overreaction.
Idiot.
He has called into our show since day one and done that bit.
Yeah, well, whatever.
So, yeah, and if I were, and this is producer Jason, and if I were there in the studio, I would have recognized that fool's number.
That's all right.
But Sean, you don't know.
It's okay.
He snuck one past the goalie there.
All right, so
I'll deal with him when this crisis is over.
I don't have a giant problem with a little bit of comedic relief, though.
702-257-5396. Again, that number to call if you want to be a part of the conversation, 257-5396. Your thoughts on Sisolak yesterday, his press conference, which is unprecedented. It's going to go down in history. All of these businesses that are not essential will be closing today at noon. No casinos. If you're a gambler, you're out of luck. 257-5396. Let's go to Chad. Chad, you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Chad?
Chad, are you there? Did we lose Chad? I think we got Jim. Jim is next up on the Vegas Take. What's up, Jim?
Hey, what's up, Jim?
Jim, can you hear us? Did we lose Jim? I think we lost Jim as well. Let's try this again. 3 times a charm. Let's go
We'll get it done.
Let's go to Shane. Shane, you are next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Shane?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Doing great.
What's on your mind?
So, okay, I understand what they're trying to do, but, he makes this speech, non-essential employees, okay, right. How's that? If someone's going to get sick, they're going to get sick. You go to the gas station, someone's sick, coughs on the bill, gives it to the clerk. The clerk hands that same bill to someone else, touches something. They touch it. My fiance does nails. She's not canceling her appointment. She's like, well, they want to keep crowds to a minimum, right? She's only one-on-one. I mean, we're outraged. They announced you guys must stay home, but what's the plan? They didn't tell us the plan. What are we doing? We're sitting on our thumbs.
Shane, let me hang on the line here for a second, Shane. Listen, you bring up a good point, and you're right. People could contract the disease if you're at a gas station, if you're using the same pump that somebody just used. People could also get sick, in other aspects. There's no question about that. But you have to understand, casinos are a whole different ballgame. If you're going to allow concerts to happen and you're going to allow people to gamble, you'd have to admit, Shane, that there's certainly a higher risk of people contracting the virus. While I agree with you, people could get the virus at a gas station. People could get the virus at a grocery store. We can't close down gas stations and grocery stores. Those are necessities. I'm sure you would agree with that. It's not a necessity right now in the next 30 days to get a haircut, right, Shane?
But Brian, you can't close down the grocery store or the gas station. I get it, but you can limit how many people are in there at once so you can maintain the social distancing. Right now, if you're in a line of 200 people, well, are you 6 feet in between those people in that line? Of course not. If you're in a store and there's 200 people or 300 people in a Costco. I mean, I think a few days ago, like 5 days ago, there was a line that was 1,150 people long. If that is taking place, then you're doing nothing. I mean, it's totally counterproductive and counterintuitive to stopping the virus if you're doing that.
Chad, does that make sense?
Well, it makes sense, yeah, that, but what's the plan? He didn't give us a plan. Are we going to get... Are the people that he's saying stay home, not work, are they going to help pay their rent? I mean,
well, here's the plan. Here's all he said. And by the way, Shane, I do appreciate the phone call. You make some good points. Here's the plan.
Good call, Shane.
Here's the plan as far as I know it. The plan right now is that all these non-essential businesses are going to be closed for the next 30 days. There's no reason why anybody should have to worry about what they look like. Hold on. There's no reason why anybody should worry about their hair. Now, I don't have any hair, so I never worry about that. But in all seriousness, gas stations, shopping as far as food, that sort of stuff, that's essential. There's no reason why anyone should go into a TGI Fridays and sit down there and have a meal. Get food to go. There's no reason why you should have to play blackjack right now or go to a slot machine. There's no reason why you should go to see a concert. Now is not the time. It's just not the time. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Again, that number, 257-5396. Let's go to Kevin. Kevin, you are next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Kevin?
Hey, guys. I'm going to try to say this without, just losing my cool here. Just first of all, I don't even know how to say this to you guys, but the people, you have to understand that this is out of control. This is a pandemic. Our arrogance has got us to this situation people are calling about, trying to find ways of whittling out of this. There's no way around this.
Yeah.
What the governor did last night, or the mayor did last night, was totally called for. You guys have got to stop. Our arrogance has got us to this point.
Well, I agree with you. Where have I? No, but hold on a second, Kevin. I personally, I agree with you. I'm defending the governor, Sisolak. I mean, who are you speaking of?
I know you are. I'm just saying that the callers are calling.
I got you.
There's no way to get around this. We have to understand it.
I agree.
We're not getting through this without, going in as hard as we can. We don't know
Kevin,
what's in yet.
Kevin, you're right.
And Kevin, to me, it seems like an overreaction because I'm looking at the actual numbers, and I'm a data guy. I'm seeing 45 cases in Clark County. I'm seeing one death. The person who died was 60 years old. He had underlying conditions. Now, if there are,
JD, this is the start of this.
If there are more people dying. If say there's actually been 20 or 30 deaths in a week, then we should know about that. But I'm saying based on what the public is given right now, it seems like an overreaction, and it's going to, and that goes for a national level too. You look at 7,600 cases across the country and 116 deaths. The numbers just don't add up.
Go ahead, Kevin.
For shutting down the entire country.
Right, but you're looking at numbers that are coming in slowly. But just understand that these numbers will possibly explode. Not even possibly, they're going to explode. I'm right now. I'm sitting here with an itch in my throat that comes and go. I don't know if it's a cigarette or if I'm coming down with it. I'm a sanitation worker.
Well,
okay?
do you have a fever of 101?
No, not yet. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, that's good.
He doesn't. Hold on a second, Kevin. I want to be responsible when we talk about this virus. You don't have to have a fever, JD, to have the virus. Medical professionals are saying there's all sorts of different symptoms. Some of the symptoms are fever. You could just have the sniffles and a sore throat. In fact, there are people walking around in our society right now that don't have any symptoms that are carrying the virus. That's very important.
I understand we could all be carriers, but
yes.
if Kevin's symptoms are 101 fever along with the itch in his throat, then he's considered symptomatic.
You don't have to be symptomatic to have the virus.
I get that, but the whole worry is that we're going to overrun our healthcare system, right? With people that require ventilators and people that require respirators. When you may have the virus and you may have mild symptoms, you're not going to overrun the healthcare system.
Well, Kevin, I agree with you. I appreciate your phone call.
Good call, Kevin.
And you're right, by the way. Sisolak did what he needed to do. I appreciate the call, Kevin. 702-257-5396. Again, that number to call is 257-5396. Your thoughts on Sisolak's comments last night, the fact that all these businesses are going to have to shut down. The Strip is a ghost town. I'm going to walk the Strip tonight just to see what it's like when nobody's there. I've never seen that before. Let's go to Charles. Charles, you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Charles?
Yeah, I got about 5-6 quick points. I want to expound on JD's comment. Like the casinos don't like to lose money, but they bent over and they're going to get a golden parachute. That's what I'm upset about. Like Kevin Durant and Tom Hanks, how come they get tested and we don't? And then
good point.
Just FYI, Sportsman's Warehouse, they're rationing ammo. It's like Sandy Hook type stuff. I don't know if you guys know that. And I got some buddies that are vendors. They deliver foods and stuff to the restaurants, and that stuff's going to rot on the docks. And I'll let you make your last point, but I just want to interject real quickly. You make a very good point. You know, people like Tom Hanks, who, by the way, wasn't in this country when he got tested, to be fair, but all these professional basketball players getting dibs on being tested. You know who I want to see being tested? Anybody who is in bad health. The people who need it the most. Kevin Durant, while he's a celebrity and he's got a lot of money, I get that. Kevin Durant is in great, almost perfect health. We're talking about the people that need it the most are not professional athletes. They're the people that are older, that have other health complications, high blood pressure, diabetes, their immune system is down, whatever the case may be. I don't want to see somebody like Kevin Durant getting tested.
And it's not just Kevin Durant. It's those with a lot of money. You have private doctors right now that major corporations are reaching out to, and they're getting their employees tested. And situations like that are taking place simply because they can afford it.
Go ahead, Charles. Make that last point.
Okay, last point. This is regarding Obama, Clinton, and Bush, all the ex-presidents. If they really care about what's going on, they would join with Trump and get on TV and say, let's work together. Why aren't they doing that?
I agree.
That's a valid point.
I appreciate the call, Charles. I think, listen, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, all these people should be more involved. I want to see Obama in front of the cameras. Listen, there's a lot of Democrats that do not like Donald Trump. I'm an independent. I can't stand the man. We're going to get to the reaction from Donald Trump coming up in hour number 2. Trust me, you're going to want to hear that. But I agree with you. I think all these former presidents should be at least being a little bit more active and do those television interviews. Now is the time. The country needs you. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Let's now go to John. John, you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, John?
Gentlemen, thank you so much. Listen, I've been wanting to call this show for a long time. Mr. Shapiro, I agree nothing with what you say, but you are an extremely fair gentleman, and that's why I love listening to you.
I appreciate that. It's not all, John, you just said it. We're not always going to agree, and that's fine. I prefer it that way. We can disagree.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. So I appreciate that, John. So what's on your mind? What do you think about this?
So I just passed the gun shop on Boulder Highway. I'm on my way to my job at the Strip.
Yes,
Probably
sir.
the last day that I'm going to be at my job for a long time.
Wow.
And I'm very emotional about this. There was a line out the door, probably an hour wait to get in there. People are scared out here. They really are.
I agree.
And people need to calm down, and they need to take care of each other. And you know what? All partisan aside, you take care of your family, you take care of your neighbors. They
Absolutely.
need to come together.
Absolutely. Can I ask, what type of business do you work at?
Yes, sir. I work at the Venetian.
So they actually closed down before Sisolak. They announced they were going to close. I give them credit for that, by the way, John. They announced they were going to close before Sisolak made this announcement yesterday. What were your thoughts on that? How are some of your friends that work there responding to that?
Well, Mr. Adelson is taking care of us. He's not furloughing or laying anybody off. And he evidently is going to pay us for a little while, and that
Good.
That is tremendous.
I'm glad to hear that, because if he's willing to donate millions of dollars to the Republican Party, he certainly should take care of his employees.
I'll tell you this, Brian. Sheldon Adelson and Sisolak are very close friends.
We could talk about one day.
Right.
Yeah. But let me just say this,
Jim. The Win is taking care of their people.
Good.
And and I understand some companies are not. I have friends. It's a bloodbath out here on the Strip. I have friends who've been, at Bellagio for 20 years, and now they're laid off. It's ridiculous.
Well, listen, John, I appreciate your kind words. I appreciate your story and you calling in. Let me tell you this, my friend. It's going to be all right. I'm glad that you are being taken care of by Sheldon Adelson. That makes me feel really good to hear that. You're going to be back to work soon, my friend. Let's just get through this together as a community. People like you are very important, the ones that work in the casinos and the service industry. Everything is going to be all right, and I'm not a psychologist, and I'm not here to calm you down, but I am saying this. Eventually, you're going to be back to work, my friend. So I appreciate your phone call. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks a lot, John.
Yeah, appreciate that.
By the way, Brian, Sisolak and Adelson are very close friends. I would imagine that Adelson was aware of what was going to happen with the announcement from Sisolak before it happened, and that's why they agreed to pay everybody, and that's why they agreed to close the doors.
702-257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go to Brady. Brady, you're next on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
What's up, Brady?
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen. Hey, JD, the numbers that you're always referring to, you might as well throw them out the window due to the fact that when they let some people off the Princess Cruise Line with no test, let them run rampant through the United States and wonder why we're at this point in time. No statistic is ever going to compare or make anything rational in the history. It's going to make the Spanish flu look like a case of acne, okay? Right now, we're going to be shut down at noon here in Vegas. It's not going to be for a month. It's probably going to be more like 18 months.
Well, I hope not. I hope not, Brady.
Hang on. Hear me out here. And due to the fact is that this virus is just finally getting recognized here in the Valley, and the cases are coming back. So you're going to have an exponential. Tomorrow, Friday, you're going to have a huge explosion of the virus, and they know that. And they know that this virus is not just attacking
There's no question.
old.
There's no question.
It's attacking
I agree.
young people.
Listen. Here's where we agree, and I think when it comes to this virus, Brady, we agree on a lot. I agree with you that it is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Not just because you're saying that, because our health professionals are saying that, and you're absolutely 100% right about that. I don't think we should be going crazy right now and panicking. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to listen to doctors. We need to listen to the president. We need to listen. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I am. We need to listen to our leaders and our health professionals. It's going to get worse before it gets better, period.
And listen to the grocery stores when they say limit 2 rolls of toilet paper per person.
Yeah, that's very important.
So
carts full of them yesterday.
We'll get to that.
Sanitizer.
702-257-5396. I thought we had Robert next. Is Robert not the next person?
We got Wayne.
Is it Wayne? Okay. Wayne, you're next up on the Vegas Take. Thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, Wayne?
Hey, how are you two doing this morning?
Good. As good as we can. As good as we can. Me sitting in my kitchen in a robe doing a radio show. This is bizarre.
I think you're the only guy I've ever seen wearing a robe and one of those special paperboy hats.
It's a fashion statement.
Yeah,
Wayne, what do you think about this? What's on your mind?
Well, the one last caller, he's got the rights now to touch people's hearts because it is scary, totally. And if it does go as long as 6 months or a year and a half, that's really – but I was trying to explain to you guys the other day when I got on, but there was way out-of-line callers, and you guys were kind of radical that day. That's when I called you an executive. But I went to a medical thing. The laboratories they're working with.
Wait, what did we say that was radical? I'm sorry to interrupt you. What did we say, in your opinion, that was radical?
Some of the callers were willing to call you out. They think that you're a little overpowering or you don't.
So you think it's radical for me to defend myself on the air? Is that radical?
Not at all.
So why are you calling us radical then?
I didn't.
You just called us radical. You said we were radical.
No, I said you had a radical day.
Okay. How did we have because you're saying some of the callers were crazy? Is that Oh, is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
you were really caught up with them, and when
Okay, I
got
got
on
you.
the air, I didn't feel like I was being heard.
Okay, well, you know what? I apologize you felt that way, but, on days like today, the show is about
radio,
you.
Brian. It's not that bothers me. Right now, what
I understand.
bothers me is I got some good information. Okay, because I've been active duty military for a number of years, buddy. And
Thank you for your service. Yes. Appreciate that. Just next time, don't call up and be radical.
Wayne, how about you share your good information?
Okay, next time, don't be radical.
Okay.
702-257-5396 is the number to call. Jason Stein is our producer. Jason, who do we have next on the line? Who is the next person?
Steve is next.
Steve, thanks for calling into the Vegas Take. What's on your mind, my friend?
Hey, what's up, Steve?
Hey, JD and Brian. Brian, interesting concept. It harkens me back to the olden days of KDON when you used to get 3 minutes to express your opinion. And Ted Bear, ask Mr. Shapiro if he remembers. We used to tease him about being Teddy Bear. I do have a comment, but I don't. But I'm afraid somebody might not like it, and then I can't express it.
Okay, well, it depends what you say, Steve. I can't make any promises to you, but we're giving you an opportunity, so go ahead.
We don't respect First Amendment anymore. It's not
Okay, well,
important.
Steve, here's the deal. Okay, let me explain to you how this works. We have lines full right now. Okay, you're not special.
Okay,
all
let's
right?
go. Let's
So,
go.
yes,
The governor,
I'm waiting for you.
Comment about the governor.
Go. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Again, 702. Here's the thing. When we have a serious crisis on our hands and we're taking your calls, I don't want to hear about some stupid story you have about a teddy bear, okay? Okay?
Was he calling John Schaefer?
I have no idea. 257-5396. Let's go to Carrie. Carrie, you're next on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Carrie?
Hello?
Yes, Carrie. Thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
Hi. Actually, it's Terry.
Terry, I apologize.
Oh, no problem. My problem with all of this, and I don't listen to you, I'll be honest. I'm just actually heading to the dentist because I have an issue. So I turned on the radio and you're on it. I have heard you before. But my problem really is with Sisolak is the fear that the way they drop these bombs with this is everybody relax. We have things in the works. Even if you don't have anything planned, make people comfortable, make them think you do even. You know what I mean? Until you
Well,
get
I know what you mean, Terry, but let me explain to you my opinion.
fear-mongering. And you know what? Let me just
Terry.
finish. Let me just finish. Because I feel like you are doing all of that as well. And
hold on a second. That's a very serious accusation. How am I fear-mongering? I'm telling people to be safe, to listen to our politicians. How is that fear-mongering?
Okay,
Listen, you started – no, but hold on a second. You started the show by attacking us, saying, well, I don't listen to you because I have a cavity.
Well, that's not attacking us. That's just saying she doesn't listen to us.
Listen, I don't fear – no, excuse me, Terry. I don't fear-monger, okay? This show – I want you to share your opinions. We can disagree. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
No problem.
I'm not fear-mongering. I'm just defending the governor. This is a very serious situation. I would hope you agree with that. Closing.
I understand that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So what are you saying? I'm fear mongering. What have I said that is fear mongering? Please explain.
What I'm saying is a show that is just a bunch of people who don't know what they're talking about, and I don't.
What have I said that I don't know what I'm talking? What have I said that's not factual?
You won't let me finish.
You're because you're not being specific.
You won't let me finish. You keep cutting me off. How can I be specific?
Make your point. Go ahead.
Your callers, some of your uninformed callers are the problem. That's the problem, and I understand that you want to hear everybody's voice. But why don't we come up with solutions? Why don't we have a program of solutions and how to help people instead of the
fair enough.
digs into
Fair
the
enough.
president and
fair enough.
else?
Listen, okay,
Why
fair
are we
enough.
digging into
Hold on a
anybody?
second.
And you know what? Wait,
Hold on a second.
I
Okay,
understand
no.
it's your program.
Okay, hold on. If you're just going to talk over me and we can't have a conversation, then I'm going to hang up on you.
Go
Okay?
ahead.
You said that we were fear. Now, if you said that some of your callers are uninformed or you disagree, I don't have a problem with that. You accused us of fear-mongering, so I'm going to ask you one more time, for the third time. What have we said specifically that is fear-mongering? Go.
Okay, I take it back. It's not you that's fear-mongering. It's the content of the calls that.
Fair enough.
She's saying that we're giving people a platform to fear.
And I say this.
Right,
I say this.
I understand you, Terry.
I mean this with all. And by the way, thank you for clarifying, Terry. I mean this with all due respect. I hope the dentist takes care of you. I really do. I hope you take care of that. Take care of that cavity, Terry. We care about you. And we do appreciate the phone call, and we hope that you'll give us more opportunities for you to listen and call in. You're welcome to call back anytime, Terry, and we do appreciate that. Listen, we are going to take a bunch of more phone calls in hour number 2. There's no doubt about that. But coming up next, in our next segment, we're going to be speaking with Nick Bogdanovich. He is from William Hill. Just from the standpoint of business, from a gambling perspective, he's going to give us that. There is literally almost nothing you can bet on, and now all these sports books are closed anyway. So is the sports app still open on your phone? For some of you compulsive gamblers out there, this could be fear-mongering, but you're really not going to have anywhere to go as far as gambling goes. Nick Bogdanovich is going to be talking to us next, and then keep your calls in place at 702-257-5396. Again, that number to call, 702-257-5396. We're going to get into the national response from the President of the United States coming up after. But Nick Bogdanovich from William Hill joining us next. You're listening to the Vegas Take.